they don't get a physical app. They don't get the, like we do in the meeting. They don't get a physical evaluation. They get a written evaluation.
Ah, okay. Okay. Well, I see some more people who joined this. I see Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Yeah.
My first time.
Yes. Well, welcome,
Sarah.
Where are you from, Sarah?
I was born in Colombia, but now I live in South Florida, Palm Beach County specifically.
Oh, we have William. I just pulled it up. They have William as our counter.
What town, Sarah? I'm only asking. I live in South Florida too.
Yeah, they have him as our counter, and they have him as grammarian and our counter.
And I have a word of the day already prepared.
Oh. Actually, I believe she's speaking to my mother on the phone right now. So.
Oh, there we go.
Rather awkward when such conversation is broadcasted. But I believe you were speaking earlier about a speechathon. Is that correct?
Yes, we're doing for Division B. I am chairing a speechathon for Division B. It will be January of next year.
I was just asking Evie because I know she's going to be in it.
Trisha, we can hear your conversation with Michelle.
She's a topics master.
No, you need to mute yourself. We hear everything she's saying. It's completely disrupting everything. Everything she's saying is coming over.
There we go. Trisha, you might want to. Oh, she muted herself. There we go. Okay. There we go.
All right.
So, Masako is with us.
Excellent.
Hey, Masako.
Is that Aaron?
Yeah, I used Misako's account. Oh no, let me try to relog in again.
Oh, it's okay. I can just change your name there. I think. Hold on.
No, I need to give a room for Misako in case she really comes.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So let me relog.
I didn't disturb you, Aaron, did I?
No, I was talking to Misako, and then Misako was here. That's good.
Oh, okay.
Log in again.
Cool. Well, I didn't get to finish my welcome. Welcome to Sarah. We'll look forward to learning more about you.
Yeah.
And Jingren, I see he disappeared. I see somebody named Natisha.
Hello.
Hi.
My first time. Thank you for having me.
Well, welcome. Do you have a camera by any chance?
I do. I need to go over to the privacy settings. Just realized that it's not on.
Ah, good. Okay. Awesome. We look forward to seeing your pretty face.
Thank you.
And welcome, Michelle. I see Michelle's muted.
Yeah, she's over speaking. Mrs. Grell.
And we have Robert. Good evening, Robert. Robert's muted.
He's still muted.
Robert, you're muted. There you go.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Hi. How you doing?
How's everybody doing?
I'm doing awesome, sir.
Just fixing a few things on my end. No big deal.
Okay. Well, glad you joined us.
That's Avid.
Evie, good evening. Hi.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Oh, very well, thank you. When you get to my age, every day that you're here and the grass is down there, it's a great day.
I'm probably older than you.
No way. No, we'll talk offline, but probably. Okay. Jingren, I see you're in your car driving. Oh, okay. You there? Okay, he wants to be a silent listener. Natisha. And you didn't disappoint at all. How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome.
He kicked me off. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's great. So where are you from, Natisha?
Louisiana.
What town?
Baton Rouge.
Oh, I used to work for a company that was based in Baton Rouge. Beautiful town.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful town. So have you lived there all your life?
No, I'm actually from North Louisiana, Monroe. If you're
Monroe,
familiar.
okay. A lot of people from Monroe.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been there, but I know a lot of people from there. Nice. What kind of work do you do? What kind of work do you do?
Oh, I'm sorry. Marketing for a government agency.
Oh, nice. Not the DOD. I don't need any drones flying over me.
No. It's housing. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. Did we talk to everybody? Trisha, how are you tonight? By the way, welcome, Natisha. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. How are you today, Trish?
Good.
Good. And Michelle?
Hi. You're still muted.
She's muted.
Am I muted? Okay. I hear just an echo.
Have a good evening. How are you?
I am well.
Good.
Hey, Marty, could you give me an intro for you? Maybe you can send it in the chat.
I did. I sent it to you by email about an hour.
I don't check my emails before.
Oh, I sent it about an hour ago.
Oh.
Okay. So, and Josh, our grammarian in chief, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm still holding that honorary title. I'm well. Actually, last night I had the opportunity to address our local American Legion post, and I got to add the 10 minutes talk on my experiences at their Keystone Boy State camp earlier this summer. It was quite successful. I got credit for it. I got one of my speeches down.
Yay.
That's cool. Hey, I went to Boy State also in 1971.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
That's you must be the second other person I met now who's gone to Boy State. So, I would ask what was different about it back then, but then again, I don't know if you would know what's different about it now. But how was it for you?
It was really great, actually, and it was actually held at what was then. It wasn't Trenton State College. It actually was. It was Rider College. Sorry, it was Rider College. But great experience. I was really impressed by the quality of the people, and of course, in that environment. For those of you who don't know, Boy State is sponsored by the American Legion, and it's actually in junior year of high school. They elect 2 people from each high school to go to this weekend event where you literally run a state government, and you end up electing a Congress and everything else. It's a really lifelike experience for beginnings of politics, beginning of civic life, and it's really. Would you agree with that description, Josh?
Oh yes. Although I would add that the whole 2 people from the high school nominated wasn't actually. This doesn't mean I'm special or anything. That means that they literally had no one else to ask.
Oh,
no. I happened to be there, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to sign this form? It's got politics and it's got fun." And at the time, I still thought politics were fun, and so I decided to sign.
Well, don't knock that, Joshua. That's how I became president of our group.
Well, Marty, Rider College is across the street from Lawrenceville Prep. And when my sister was looking at colleges, she thought she'd take a look at Rider. They got confused. They ended up at Lawrenceville Prep, which at the time was an all-boys school. And she loved the school. It's like, oh, these old buildings that look just like Princeton. When she realized she was on a high school campus, went across the street to college, she was very disappointed with how the college looked. Wouldn't look at it anymore.
Wow. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun. Neil, welcome. Oh, he said
Dominic.
Setting himself up.
Let's get Dominic on.
Is Dominic there?
You got it on the chair.
Aaron, are you there?
No, I'm here.
Yeah. Did you want to play the video?
Do I want to what?
Play the video.
Oh, I'll let you play the video because you have been introducing.
Except that I don't actually have the video.
Let me just look at it.
So is this the same video as last time, or did we change that? Or?
Yep, it's the same one. I don't have the new link for the complete video. Does anyone has it? Paul didn't send me the link for it though.
To be honest, I'm not sure if we want to see the entire video again.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I'd like to vote on not doing that because
Yeah.
I think it's just
Seconded. Seconded.
okay.
Okay, now we are having
Normal and easy
conclusions.
stuff.
Really?
We're good. Okay. I'm good. All right.
So not
So we'll
seeing
just
the
continue with our conversation then. Jingren, joining us for the first time. Where are you joining us from, Jingren?
It's Joel Lindgren. Good evening, everyone.
Joel.
From Billings,
Hi,
like
Joel.
I said, good evening. From Billings, Montana.
Awesome. Somebody told me that the population of Montana is about 300,000. Is that correct?
Montana is the fourth largest state geographically and the fourth least populated. So, good combination if you like cows and mountains.
Well, how many of you have been to Montana? I have not. Raise your hand if you've been to Montana. No?
I'm going next summer.
That doesn't count.
Welcome.
No.
Yes. Future doesn't count, but.
And Montana is always the answer I give for if you could go anywhere on this planet, where would you go? And I always say Montana.
Okay. There you go, Joel.
As Merle Haggard said, turn me loose, set me free somewhere in the middle of Montana.
There you go.
There you go. Well, we look forward to learning more about Montana. It's a state I don't know much about. Neil, welcome to the meeting.
I don't think it's.
We're not hearing you, bud.
His mic is obviously unmuted, but I don't think it's functional. It's silent for me.
There you go. Yeah, you need to fix your audio there. Okay, no problem. Well, it's about 5 minutes to 8, and it's so great to have all these guests with us for the first time. So hopefully, the Table Topics Master will pay attention to that and help for these folks introduce themselves. Is that you?
We have the real Misako here.
He was already trying to get some of the guests into.
Great.
I saw her work with it, so good job.
Great. Hey, Misako, how you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Misako, oh, welcome. Are you back home?
Yes,
Yes.
finally.
Okay.
Yes.
For those of you who haven't met Misako yet, when she tells a story, it's like poetry. Okay, well, 4 minutes to go. Anybody get a good story? Okay, let's talk about our agenda. So, Toastmaster today is Michelle. Yes. Who's our general evaluator?
Trisha.
Trisha. Okay, awesome. Now we'll let them introduce everybody else. So
I would just, before we get started though, there's something I would like to ask.
Sure.
I brought it up to Paul.
Okay.
And just shoot me if you think this is wrong.
What?
But I thought those people that fell under the general evaluator, like the AHA counter, the grammarian, body language, chat, and timer, should come under the general evaluator for introduction.
Okay.
And maybe we could gain some time by not going through that in the beginning. Or do we need to do that?
Okay. So if I'm understanding you correct, Michelle, you're saying to introduce those people when you've gotten all the way to evaluation?
Well, because they fall under general evaluation.
Yeah. But isn't it kind of traditional, though, to introduce them in the beginning and then have them do their reports under the general evaluator?
That's how we've been doing it here, but I'm not sure if that, we don't do it like that in the clubs I've been in.
Okay.
It's different in every club.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how everybody felt about maybe just keeping that under general evaluator, or do you want me to pull them up now?
So you're the Toastmaster, and the Toastmaster gets to choose.
Okay. I just didn't want to rub anybody wrong.
No, we're flexible here. So okay. So we'll do it. Let's try your way. Let's try it that way, not your way. Let's try it that way.
My way.
Not your way, that way. We'll try it that way. We'll add another spice to our meeting. That's good. Okay. Well, it is 8:00, 2 minutes before. Let's go ahead and introduce our Sergeant at Arms, Aaron Lung. Aaron?
We might have lost Aaron. I don't see him on.
Aaron. We did lose Aaron.
Okay. I can step in until he comes back if you want that.
Sure. Go ahead, William.
Okay. Welcome to Competitive Communicators, fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. It is my honor to be your acting Sergeant at Arms and to introduce our presiding officer, also happens to be our Vice President of Education, who is a brilliant man. Take it away, Marty.
Thank you. I hope I can live up to that introduction. That's a high bar. Thank you, William. That was so generous. Well, welcome to Competitive Communicators. It's so nice to have so many members with us and so many guests here for the first time. We have an exciting meeting planned tonight, and I just can't wait to introduce you to our Toastmaster of the day. But in the meantime, let's have everybody just go around and tell very quickly where you're from. And so just say your name, where you're from, and back to you. All right? So why don't we start at the top left with Marcus?
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, I'm muted.
There you go.
Oh. Hello?
Yeah, I'm muted now.
Yes, hi. Good night. My name is Marcus. I am from Jamaica.
Awesome. Welcome, Marcus.
Thank you.
Okay, William.
Mr. Presiding Officer, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, my name is William Thomas from Hollywood, Florida, co-sponsor of this club. Back to you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, William, and welcome. Sarah, your turn.
I'm Sarah. I was born in Colombia, but I currently live in Boca Raton, Florida.
Well, welcome to South Florida and to the Competitive Communicators. Let's go to Tricia.
Hello, I'm Tricia. I am a member of Competent Communicators, and I'm from Pennsylvania. Back to you, Marty, our acting president.
Thank you, Trish. Josh, you are muted.
Oh, no, I'm on it. All right. My name is Joshua Orsi, and I'm from around Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Back to you.
Cool. Okay, Evie.
Operator error. Hello, Mr. Toastmaster. I'm Evie Alexander, and I am located in Northport, Florida.
Where is Northport, Evie?
I'm on the Gulf Coast, south of Sarasota and north of Fort Myers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Big retirement community.
Yeah, nothing like living on the Gulf.
Yes.
Love the Gulf. Dawn, your turn.
Hi, I'm Dawn Nocera, and I am in Central Ohio right now, in Columbus, Ohio, USA.
Welcome. Okay. Michelle.
My name
What
is
happened?
Oops, I don't know where I went, but
Oh. Come on back.
do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my video won't let me come back, but my name is Michelle Orsi. Joshua is my son, and we live outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Well, welcome. And I must have hit a button. There you go. You're back. Cool. Okay, so down to Robert.
I am Robert Owens. I'm here in South New Jersey. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Robert. Welcome. Natisha.
Hi, everyone. I am Natisha from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Welcome, Natisha.
Thank
Neil. Neil's still working on the audio. Okay. Misako.
Thank you. My name is Misako, born and raised in Yokohama, Japan, now live in Pacific Northwest, Washington State. Back to you, Mr. Acting President.
Thank you, Misako, and welcome. Aaron, you're back.
Apologies, my computer doesn't like me. So my name is Aaron. I'm from Hong Kong. Back to you, Acting President. And reminder, please put me as a co-host.
Yes, you were, and then I've just made you co-host again. You're good.
Thank you.
Okay, and Dominic.
Hello, Mr. President. My name is Dominic August, and I'm in the same house as Neil. If you want him to say hi, I can always just walk over there, too.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Walk beside him, hug him or something.
Dominic is our youngest Toastmaster.
Hi.
Hey. Thank you very much, Dominic. Okay. Okay. So, and I'm Marty Green. I'm from Palm City, Florida. And I'm glad to be your presiding officer tonight. I would like to introduce our officer of the day, our Toastmaster of the day, and that is Miss Michelle Horsey.
Good evening, Toastmasters. I think we will, because we have so many guests, just go ahead and run through the agenda the usual way. We are combining the AHA counter with the grammarian, and that is going to be William Thomas. Would you please tell us what your role is for this evening?
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and future Toastmasters, as the ah counter, what I would do is when I hear somebody doing an ah, so, or you'll hear this. And I will write it down. As the grammarian, I look for the use of good English language or bad English language and make a report of that, and also come up with the word of the day. The word of today is gratitude. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, William. Gratitude. We will try and use that in our speaking today. Our body language monitor today is Evie. Please explain what you are looking for, Evie.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I will be monitoring people's body language, making sure they're expressive and feel free and relaxed and not tense and tight. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Evie. I will try not to be tense and tight as Toastmaster. Oh no. Our chat monitor, Natisha, is this your first time on here, or have I just missed you? Go ahead and tell us what you're looking for.
Toastmasters. Wait, I'm mute now.
You're good.
Can you hear me? Yes, this is my first time at Toastmasters, and I am really looking forward to improving my communication skills and getting over some of that uneasiness that I have with public speaking or speaking amongst a group. So that's what I'm looking forward to here with competitive communicators.
Thank you. You are in the right spot to do that, to get over any kind of fears. And our last one would be Robert Owens on timer. Please tell us, how are your school days and what will you be doing?
School days are going. We'll just leave it at that. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I am your timer for the evening. I will be using cards to hold up. The green when we hit minimum time, the yellow when we're at medium time, and red when we've hit our maximum time. When we get there, I will ring the bell. Hopefully this is not too abrasive. The timing will be different for each section of the meeting. and I will report at the end. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Now that we know what everybody is doing for those particular roles, we're going to move into the first part of our meeting, which is the impromptu part. The table topics master for this evening is Evie, and she sent me a little bit about her that we can learn. She is an instructional designer who creates online training courses for teachers. There's a few teachers here that might need your help. She joined Toastmasters to overcome the fear of public speaking, which you don't seem like you have any fear, and to develop her leadership skills. Please welcome Evie.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. As I wrote earlier, the purpose of table topics is to give you an opportunity to think fast on your feet or your seat and have fun with it. So for this evening, I am thinking 1.5 minutes. Is that good for you, timer? Okay, so you'll be speaking for 1.5 minutes. I'm going to be asking everybody the same question. What I'd like to know is, how did you come to be called by your name? And to get you started, I will tell you about my name. My parents moved to the United States from France, and they gave me a French name, Sylvie. But we lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, and people would call me Sylvia or Sale. And nobody could spell it because there's all these consonants together. So I started going by Evie, which was the closest thing to Sylvie. But also my mother's name was Yvette. And after she died, I formally changed my name to Eve Sylvie because I didn't have a middle name. So Sylvie became my middle name. Eve became my first name. I couldn't do Evie Sylvie. That was just too precious. So Eve Sylvie, and I go by Evie. And so now I would like to call on some of our guests to find out how they got their names. So let's start with Letitia. Can you tell us about your name?
Sure. My name is Natisha, and it's N-A''T-I-S-H-A. To be perfectly honest, there is no real background story around my name and the origins of it. It was just something creative that my mom and dad decided that they wanted to name me, and instead of taking the traditional route of a Natasha or a Natisha, they decided upon Natisha, hence the A, the apostrophe, capital T, and the I. A unique story about my first name is no one in my family calls me by Natisha. Everyone calls me by my nickname, which is Shay, which is an abbreviation of my middle name, which is Brashay. So it's one of those things that is always funny. An interesting story about my middle name is when I was in college, my grandmother called me one day and asked me what was my first name because no one ever called me Natisha. So that's a little bit of a background about my name and its unique origin, so to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Natisha. And next I would like to call on Sarah. Sarah, can you tell us about your name?
So my name is spelled out S-A-R-A. And why did my parents decide to name me Sarah? I really don't know. All I know is that my mom thinks the name is beautiful, and I know it's biblical, but I really haven't asked in depth why they named me Sarah. I know when I was little, they called me Sarita, which is, an endearment name, which means little Sarah in Spanish. So, I've liked Sarah, I think, it fits me. So, that's all. There's nothing much I can say at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I would like to ask Marcus. Marcus, would you tell us about your name?
My name is Marcus. My name was given to me by my grandmother. The name Marcus derives from our national hero, Marcus Garvey. That's about it I know about my name and who gave me that name.
Well, thank you for telling us about that. Joel, in the car, are you still there? Would you like to tell us about your name? I guess Joel is not with us. These have gone so quickly, we have time for a few more. How about Aaron? Would you like to tell us about your name, Aaron?
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters, most distinguished guests. My name Aaron is actually originally a makeup name. My dad called me when I was young, and that time I do not see the relevance of why I'm being called Aaron. And along the years in my life, I am lacking in English names, so I couldn't be bothered to think about a new name, so I was called Aaron. Actually, Aaron represents quite a lot of different things. My dad actually wanted me to be a great speaker. If you refer to the Bible, there's a guy called Aaron who is the most talkative person, but is not the most humorous. He was always there to cheer people up and talk on behalf of another guy, which I'm not really clear about Bible. So he wants me to be talkative. But I want to be the other Aaron, whereby I learn to be talkative and also be humorous as well. It's something that I need to work on for a lot of times, although I win the lots of times in humor speech contests. So I have to keep on improving myself. So Aaron is a very unique name. I also love the fact that why Aaron is there, because when you actually save my contact in your phone book, I always appear the first person because I'm always there. It just sounds so creepy, but the thing is that when I was always there, at least you know that I'm there for you. But try not to wake me up before compelled to communicators, because that is the most important time whereby I'm sleeping. And I only sleep 1 hour to 2 hours per day. So most of the people who know me pretty well, like Misako or Trisha or Michelle maybe, you always know that. Do you ever sleep, Aaron? And then I'll say, sometimes it's in my blood. That's why I'm called Aaron, because I have to be attentive and awake all the time. So AA, that's my name. So back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Aaron. Timers report, please.
Yes, Madam Table Topics Master. Evie, you did your Table Topics introduction in 47 seconds. Natisha did hers at 1 minute 36 seconds. Sarah came in at 43 seconds. Marcus at 27 seconds. And Aaron at 2 minutes and 1 second. Back to you, Miss Table Topics Master.
So does that mean Natisha is the only table topic speaker who qualifies this evening?
Her and Aaron.
But Aaron went over.
Yeah, but you have the 30-second leeway on either side.
All right. Well, then everyone please send private chat to William for your vote for who wins the table topics. And that would be either Natisha or Aaron.
So anyone who thinks that I may win will actually I'm not making the votes, okay?
Okay, so we're done with the table topics. Thank you very much. That was so creative, seeing what everybody's name means or what they have been told by their families. We are now moving on from the impromptu part of our meeting to the prepared speeches. Our first speaker tonight will be Marty Green. He is speaking from the Competent Communicator. He lives in Palm City, Florida. You had to get away for the hurricane. We're glad that you survived that in our back. But I love Marty for this. He brings Eleanor, his supportive, wonderful wife, into this, that she is a project manager and a professional John Maxwell leadership trainer and coach. Wow, she should be on Toastmasters here, Marty.
Yeah.
We want her. He is getting to the point in 5 to 7 minutes timer. And the title for him, his speech is Your Power is in Your Point of View. Please welcome Marty.
Let me adjust a little bit here. Okay. Okay. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and special guests, everything begins with a point of view. If you want to make a point, if you want to communicate, it really is helpful to start with a point of view. Let me give you an example. Meet Susan. Susan is a friend of mine online. We've actually never physically met. And how we became friends on Facebook is really kind of a funny story. We had a mutual friend who was Ian Ziering. If you've ever seen Beverly Hills 90210 or Sharknado, Ian Ziering is the star of both of those shows. And Ian also happened to be one of my first students when I was a teacher back in the 70s. And so I was his fan because here was a student who had actually succeeded very well in life, and Susan liked him because he was hot. Two completely different reasons. But I started to watch Susan's postings, and Susan is from New York City. And she's a very interesting person. She once worked for the New York Mets and got to a point in her life, she's a single woman, kind of the old, if you hate the stereotype, the Sex and the City kind of thing, because she's a party girl. She's very, very social and has a great set of friends. But she really had lost her job and didn't have any direction in life. She really was a ship without a rudder. Her parents lived down here in Florida, and there were times that she spoke about moving to Florida with her parents because it would be the easier thing for her to do compared to trying to make a living in New York and without a job. And then sometimes she just loved the city so much. She actually lives in Queens, right in the shadow of LaGuardia Airport, which is how she developed her point of view. Susan, again, went for a couple of years just going back and forth from Florida and really without a firm plan to live. And one day, she found her voice. And she found her voice because planes from LaGuardia Airport started taking off in a pattern that took them right over her neighborhood and made really loud noises at all hours of the night. Now, she's not a mother, so she didn't have babies to keep up, but she had neighbors who did. And all these neighbors would talk about is these planes that were flying over their home all hours of the day and night. And it just became unbearable. They could pretty much see the pilot's wings on their uniform as they passed by their apartments. And this really annoyed her. But rather than just leave or be quiet about it, Susan became an expert at it. She studied every aspect of aviation, about air traffic control. She learned the names of the runways at LaGuardia and learned the flight patterns. And she soon became the expert who could go to the local council person and complain about it. And she did. She started going to all the local meetings and became an advocate for her neighborhood, to the point that she ultimately met the mayor and the governor and is now actually part of Grace Mung, who was her congressperson. She's part of her committee. And where it's taken her is that she actually is able to make policy. One specific policy that you can attribute directly to her is that Delta Airlines and American Airlines recently said that they would stop flying MD-80s, which is their noisiest and oldest plane, into and out of LaGuardia Airport. Now, I tell you this story because here is Susan who is going along in life and has no real direction. All she likes to do is party and go to meet with her friends. And now she's on television. When they have television stories, they interview Susan. When they want to elect somebody to represent them with the airlines, they talk to Susan. And it's all because she found her voice and developed a point of view. Imagine the level of confidence that she has because she can talk about any aspect of aviation, probably more than your average air traffic controller. And that is the story, my friends. It is whatever it is, whether you're creating a goal, whether you want a new job, whether you want to make a speech and make a point, it all starts when you have a point of view. Fellow Toastmasters, Madam Toastmaster.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is definitely, if you have a heart for something, go ahead and do something about it rather than just talk about it. Excellent. Our next speaker is Misako, who we have been missing. She is busy taking some classes, but here tonight, she's working hard to acquire her public speaking skills because she wants to become a professional speaker, a girl after my own heart. She says she's funnier when she's not trying, so she's working on funny on demand. She will be working out of the Humorously Speaking Manual, speaking for 5 to 7 minutes. And I have her information. Oh, Misako, I'm sorry, I don't have your title, and I thought I had it with me. Would you please give us your title, and then timer, please start after her title. Welcome, Misako.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. My title is I Wish I Were. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests from all over the world. Have you ever wondered if you were something else? Not someone else, but something else. I often wonder, what if I were a bird? I wish I were a bird. I will be so grateful. Gratitude overflow so I can fly over the rainbow. I'm in the Pacific Northwest and go all the way to Florida to see everybody. My dream is to be a bald eagle because I don't have any sense of intimidate people. That's not in me. But if I were bald eagle and they are fish eater, I'm Japanese, I eat sashimi. I can't do that. That's great. But I just recently saw a bald eagle was fetching dead squirrel. That I don't want to do that. Can I get over it? Do I want to get over it? Let's explore this different creature. Have you ever wondered if you wanted to be something else or you wished something else? Not someone else, but something else. I live in the Pacific Northwest. We have Dungeness crabs everywhere. I'm a happy person in nature, but those crabs, I can be crabby, experience of the crabbiness. What would I do? It would be fun to just show my crabby face to my relatives. I want to, but I need to be polite because I'm Asian. I can do that, but I realized they only move side by side. Side by side. What if I wanted to go proceed? That is my nature. I want to get better. I want to go proceed. I want to see the world. But if I wanted to go forward, but I only can go side by side. It's a lot, takes more time. Can I get over it? Do I want to get over it? Maybe exploring something else would be better. Okay, I live in the Pacific Northwest, I said. I live in a very rural area. In front of me is kind of wilderness, close to fjord. There's a giant Pacific octopus. Have you ever wondered if you wanted to be something else? Not someone else, but something else. What if I were an Pacific octopus? I have 8 tentacles. I often wished just 2 arms are not enough. I want to type, and I need to use mouse, and sometimes I need to scratch my head. I only have 2 arms. But if I were an octopus, I have 8 tentacles. I probably need 2 for just wrap around myself to the chair because octopus doesn't look stable. So 2 are used. The 2 for typing. That's good. My boss types with 2 fingers, super fast. I can do that too. And other tentacle using mouse graciously. The other tentacle, I can scratch my head. I still have 1 set of tentacles. And someone left a bag of potato chips unopened. I don't eat potato chips. I want to eat potato chips, but I shouldn't eat potato chips. Usually my arms are occupied, so I don't have a choice. But now I have 2 tentacles. Probably I will slowly reach the potato chips bag and bring it to myself. And you know what? I have suction cups. I use my suction cups, and do you smell the forbidden smell? Greasy, someone is showing potato chips. That is my weak point. It's my weakness, but I have tentacles. And I am an octopus. Who cares? I will slowly reach my long tentacles into the bag. And do you hear the potato chips make that crunchy noise? And bring it to bag? But I just realized I am Japanese. I eat octopus, sushi. So that there's a danger of me eating potato chips with one of my tentacles. That is not good. Can I get over it? Do I want to get over it? You see, I explored 3 creatures. Now I realized whatever I could be, how silly it sounds, bald eagle, Pacific Dungeness crab, and giant octopus. Inside of me, those shell is still me. I still have pros and cons, liking and challenge. Do I want to conquer it? Do I want to get over it? That's the most important question for all of us have, because we own our lives. You own your life. No one else does. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Ms. Sacco. I don't know what else I would want to be. That's a good tabletop question, though, for next time. We'll have to explore that. Thank you for the time of our meeting that was on prepared speeches. Now we move into the most important part of our meeting, which would be the evaluation portion. Our general evaluator will run the meeting from now on. My friend, Tricia Grow, her intro is she started working when she was 14 and was known as Girl Friday. She did all kinds of jobs, from cleaning houses to working in a summer camp. And at that summer camp is where she was introduced to overcoming her fears and gaining leadership skills. Please welcome Tricia Grow.
Yes, when you're 14 and you get sent away to camp by your parents, you become a great leader. That's my theory, anyway. Anyway, we're beginning our evaluation portion of this meeting, as Michelle said, and we're going to go to our 2 evaluators. Neil evaluated Martin. So Neil, would you please give us Martin's objectives of the speech and your evaluation of his speech? We can't hear you, Neil.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. That's better. Oh. So we come back.
Can you hear me?
Oh.
There we
Yes.
go.
All right. Get to the point. That was the speech. I like Marty Green's speech. He talks about Susan. And what I liked about it is it had character development. He said she watched shows, he followed her. And he was telling us how she used to party. I didn't know where he was going with the story. And I like that, kept it in suspense. And then gradually we started figuring out there was a problem. There's noises in the neighborhood. And now I didn't know how she was going to go about it, because he could either complain or she could have, started having a phobia about planes. And then all of a sudden he had to go so many ways with the story, but he found a way to incorporate public speaking. She all of a sudden found a skill to create an avenue to change the problem. She learned about the plane. That I love the way he developed the story and found a way to overcome a problem. Something that I would like to improve about the speech. I would have liked maybe a paraphrase about Susan, like when she went to the meeting, she told them, I don't want no more noise from this certain type of plane. The older planes are 20 years old, stuff like that. I would have connected more with her character.
Okay.
But overall, I like the way he gives speeches. I like the way he gives the storytelling style, how he develops the character. And I know this is cliche, everybody says it, but I truly do want to see more of his speeches in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Our next evaluator will be Joshua. He is evaluating Masako's speech. Joshua, would you give Masako's parameters that she's supposed, her objectives, and provide your evaluation of her speech, please?
Certainly. It says here that this is assignment 5, the humorous speech, with the I was just sent the objectives. Let's see. With the objectives to use exaggeration to tell a humorous story, entertain the audience, effectively use body language and voice to enhance the story, with time for 5 to 7 minutes. This is assignment 5, the humorous speech. Fellow Toastmasters, and especially honored guests, and especially Masako, it brings me great pleasure and no small amount of trepidation to evaluate such a magnificent speech. You truly did an outstanding job. In fact, you were too good, because after your speech, I leaned over in a bit of a panic to my mother and asked her, what do I say to improve? Because I'm not getting that much. At any rate, there are some things, as always, but you truly did a phenomenal job. You stood up, you used the space around you, you used broad and sweeping gestures, really broad and sweeping gestures. You definitely variated your voice, and I liked how you stepped close to the camera at some points. I also very much enjoyed how you had a refrain. You said, and I quote, would you want to be something else? Not someone else, but something else. I really liked how you repeated that every time you went to a new creature. If anything, I felt that you, by the end of your speech, because you had at least 3 or 4 different examples, you might have been repeating it a bit too much, because it's a bit of a clunky saying after a while, and I think we all expected it. But at any rate, I do think it was a nice show of consistency, and I definitely admire that. Some other things I thought were good about your speech was you were enthusiastic and vivacious. You gave a visceral description of the potato chips. Now, I'm actually glad I don't eat potato chips, but at any rate, some things to improve. I believe you asked me beforehand to watch your gestures to see if they were blurry or if you were moving too fast. I'm afraid at some points you did get a bit blurry. Not that badly from my perspective, but you were definitely very sweeping. As you can see with my arms on the screen, it does cause a delay. Also, I felt that you took a while to get to the point of your speech. At first, and for most of the speech, I felt that you were merely giving a speech about how fun it would be to be another kind of animal. And while you did have an excellent point at the end, I felt that you could have maybe cut out that last example if you gave before, and added more about your actual point, because I thought it was a very good point and we needed to hear a bit more about it. But also something else, I thought you spoke of it too fast at some points, and that definitely caused, with this internet connection, some of the words to run together a bit. But all in all, this was a phenomenal speech, and I tremendously enjoyed it, as I always do when you speak. And I look forward very much to hearing you again, Madam General Evaluator, or Mr. General Evaluator. Madam.
Thank you, Joshua. I was very grateful for all these parts that we have to these meetings and each one of us that do these jobs. So I'd like to call upon William Thomas, our owl counter and grammarian for this evening, and get your report, please. Did we lose our grammarian? Okay, we'll skip ahead to Evie, our body language monitor. How did we do this evening, Evie?
I thought we did very well. Of course, because many of us are seated, we don't see the arms. I was not able to see arms from the table topic speakers or Joshua just now. Who did the first evaluation? Anyway, I didn't see the arms, but our speakers did use their arms very well. I have to agree with Joshua that Misako's arm movements were very effective. I loved the side-to-side movements. The octopus tentacles were very graceful. And on my part, I did not see blurring. I'm sure some of that just depends on our own computers and internet connections. Then with Marty, I love that Marty was standing also, like Misako. Very expressive. One thing both of the speakers did that I very much appreciate is they showed their palms of their hands. And this is a very open gesture as opposed to being tight and tense. So I really like the open and friendly, welcoming gestures. One thing about Marty, it's a little bit aside from body language, but I think we would have all loved to see a picture. Either if you had a picture or had her in person come in, I think we would have all enjoyed that. And those are all my notes. And with great gratitude for all of our members and their great contributions. Thank you, Madam Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Evie. I still don't see William, so I'm going to go to our next reporter, which will be our timer, Robert Owens.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Our speakers this evening both were to speak between 5 and 7 minutes. Marty came in at 4 minutes, 59 seconds, and Misako came in at 5 minutes and 58 seconds. Evaluations are 2 to 3 minutes. Neil came in at 2 minutes and 5 seconds, and Joshua came in at 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. So it doesn't appear that William is back. And I did not keep count of ahs and ums, but just listening to everyone speak this evening, I believe it was a very clean meeting. I didn't hear a lot of ahs and ums or filler words, so good job, everyone. My job now is just to give a general evaluation of the meeting itself, which we began on time, so that was very good. And our speakers were wonderful, of course. We had Marty and Misako, and I just was taken away to 2 different places. So thank you very much for those wonderful speeches. And we had 2 very great evaluations. So Neil and Joshua, thank you so much for providing these feedbacks. You did our Oreo cookie method, which for our guests is we tell you something that you did good, something that you can work on, and then leave you with a word of encouragement. And they both did that very well. So thank you very much, gentlemen. At this time, I will turn the meeting back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Michelle Orsi. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Tricia. Very good. So I don't know if you're reading your chat box right now, but Aaron is going to take some votes. If you want to resend your votes, since we don't know where William is, go ahead and quickly do that, and he can tally those up. Right now, I don't have anything else to add to our meeting as Toastmaster, but I do appreciate every single one of you that responded to my emails. I think it's good to communicate early so that when we get to the meeting, we can get right on to talking about Toastmasters instead of trying to get each other's intros or figuring out how long speeches are. I'm sorry, I had Ms. Hako's information, but I have too many papers, and I missed that. We did have that title. Marty, do you want to pull up next week's sign-up sheet on the web? Can we do that and have people sign up?
Absolutely.
Or
yes.
Can we ask the guests? I don't know. I will turn it back over to Marty.
Okay, so first of all, this is Susan. I love Neil's suggestion. That's Susan. That is Susan right there. Okay. Okay, so now that we've gotten that joke out of the way, although it's true. And she lives in New York City, and I couldn't really bring her in person, but I actually might invite her to join. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we got the thing. Here we go. Let me log back in. Okay, let's see. Come on. Okay. Well, here we go. All right, so we need the meeting for next week. What is this for? Oh, here, Toastmasters. Oh, here we are. So Toastmasters meeting for October 10th. Oh, come on, really? Okay. I have to prove my humanity.
No worries. They love Susan so much.
Yeah, really.
We're
Okay.
still looking at Susan. So.
2 times 5 is, oh no, it's 2 plus 5. I'm kidding. Okay. That's tough math for a guy who does what I do for a living. Okay. Okay, here we are. All right, so let's talk about who wants to do the inspiration.
Marty, can you share the screen where we can all see the sign
Oh,
up?
I'm not sharing it?
No, you're still Susan up.
I have Susan up. Oh my gosh.
I know we all love Susan.
Yeah.
she's very lovely.
That's kind of weird, actually, but okay, hold on.
She's worldwide famous.
Really?
She's 10 years younger. I don't mind.
Oh, watch out about that age there, Aaron.
You guys are too funny. Okay. How about now?
No, you're just not sharing, period.
Wow, that is weird. Okay, hold on.
Feel under pressure a little bit, Marty? That's how I felt last week.
It's kind of strange because it should just share whatever I'm sharing, but oh wait, hold on.
Hey, while you're looking, can I ask a question? In my brick and mortar Toastmasters, we do a joke or humor master.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that in this group?
We need to. Would you like to be it?
I'll do Joke Master next week.
We
Okay.
just need to get Paul to add that. That's good. Our club used to do that too.
Yeah, we'll make that for the inspiration. Now, how do I? There's a way for me to edit signups.
Okay, I can take roll and I'll put if I can put a note
There
in
we
there.
go.
In question, well, humor is obviously.
We're going to make that Evie.
Yes.
Where are you, Evie? Here you are. Okay,
Sure,
you're the inspirational person. Okay, how about that'll be Paul. Hopefully, let's see. Paul.
He's working on a speech contest, I believe. Getting it in order.
He is the contest master for.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Toastmaster of the day.
Looks like Robert.
Robert. Okay, good job, Robert. Counter. It can be one of our new people. If one of our guests would like to come back next week and be counter.
It should be grammarian.
Counter, yeah. Well, there's two separate roles, but
I think Sarah was.
Sure. Yeah.
Sarah,
I'll be here next week.
are you interested? Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, okay. Sarah, what's your last name?
It's Quesada. Quesada.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, you are it. Okay, grammarian. Would you like to do that too? With grammarian, actually keeps track of everybody's grammar and finds strengths and turns of phrases that were.
Uses the word of the day.
And the word of the day.
The word of the day, right.
I'll take that, Marty.
That was Josh?
No, that's sorry. The name just flew right out of my head.
Seth.
Oh, Seth. Okay. Oh, sorry, Seth. I didn't recognize the voice. Sorry. Okay. And welcome, Seth. I know you joined a little late. I'm glad you joined.
Yeah, I just came from a meeting.
Okay. Body language monitor. That person keeps track of.
Can I please be body language monitor?
Dominic.
Who's volunteering? Sorry.
Dominic, Neil's son.
Oh, Dominic. Okay, good. All right.
Our future Toastmaster.
There we go. Who would like to be the chat monitor?
I can be because I'm always chatting.
Okay. Okay. And timer. Very important job.
I like to do that.
Misako? Okay, Misako.
Good job.
Okay. It leaves some room for speakers, guys. Okay. Let's see. Misako. Okay. Topics master.
That's me.
Two. Okay. Speaker William. We need a second speaker.
I can speak. That's Michelle.
Okay, Michelle. Okay, Michelle gonna speak. That is something to look forward to, as well as William. Okay, so Michelle, any idea what you can fill in what you want to speak about? That's fine. And we have a third place for speaker.
I can go for it as well.
Aaron. Okay. All right. Good. Now we need some evaluators. Well, backup speaker. Anybody want to do backup? Fourth.
I can clone myself.
Yeah, clone yourself. Okay, we'll come up with that. Okay, how about a general evaluator? Is that going to be you, Trish?
No, don't put me there again. I don't know how that happens.
Okay, I'll do that. That's fine.
I don't want to hog that.
All right.
Evaluator? Evaluator if needed. That's not a problem.
Okay, evaluator. Second evaluator? Edie?
My dad said he could be backup speaker.
Okay. Backup speaker will be Neil. Okay. Thank you, Dominic. Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay. That was Neil. Okay. All right. And so we have we need one more evaluator.
I can be an evaluator, Marty. This is Dawn.
Dawn. You got it, Dawn. Okay. And I thought we already had that counted. Didn't we already say that?
Yes, we did. And
Yeah.
that was my thing when I was talking to Paul, trying to put those items or those roles under the general evaluator, but it looks silly now. It doesn't work right.
All right. So we will save the changes. And I wanted to share one more time because some of you came in a little bit late, but Dawn actually created a newsletter for the chapter. She did a fantastic. It was part of her project, one of her projects for the competent leadership manual, project 6, I believe. And she did a fantastic job, and I can't wait for you all to see what she did. And she also wanted me to say that for anybody that wants to complete project number 6, that is one of the projects for project 6, which is to create a chapter newsletter. So it's a lot of fun to do, and so we encourage you to take that on if you like doing that kind of thing. It's okay.
I'll do the newsletter for next month.
Evie?
Awesome.
Okay,
I will,
good.
I will send that to you, the Word document. It's a Google Doc, and then you can switch, do whatever you want with it.
So now how would someone from this club sign my competent leadership book?
Basically, just scan the page. There's actually some really good scanner programs for your phone. Just if you just scan the document and email it to one of the officers, anybody can sign it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you can ask somebody before the meeting if you want them to evaluate any of your roles. Trisha and I have actually been evaluating each other for the last few weeks. So that's easy. And also there's a PDF of the Competent Leader Manual, so you can just kind of look at that and write straight from there.
Awesome. Where would we find that PDF?
If you want it, just send me privately your email, and I can send it to you.
Awesome.
It's on Toastmasters International. I just somehow came across it. It's just a download.
Very good.
For members, so.
Now, for people who are guests, who are new to Toastmasters, what we're talking about is that there are actually 2 manuals when you join. One of them is called Competent Communicator, and there are actually 10 speaking projects, which starts with an icebreaker. That would be your first one, which is just a 2-minute speech where you introduce yourself, talk about yourself, because it's easy. It's comfortable for everybody to talk about themselves. So that's what we do first. And then there
you go.
Is showing them the manual right now. It has 10 projects that all build on each other. So you go from just an icebreaker to things that talk about using visual aids and using body language and organizing your speech and saying it with passion. All the different things, all the different elements you want to add to a speech grow on each other as you go through these 10 projects. The other manual is called Competent Leader. And this emphasizes becoming a better leader by taking roles during the meetings. All these roles like timer and general evaluator they're all projects in the book. There are 10 projects. Some of the projects have only one role, like newsletter editor. Other ones you might do 2 or 3, like grammarian and timer and speaker. So it all again builds on it, so that by the time you're finished, you earn either the title of competent leader, which is when you finish the competent leader manual, or competent communicator when you finish the competent communicator. And those are actually the first 2 steps in Toastmasters towards becoming actually what we call a distinguished Toastmaster. So there are some other things in the middle, but that's the first step. And along the way, what you learn and what you become is really fantastic. So it's not actually becoming a competent leader, it's who you become on the way to becoming. It's the journey. Would everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the fun thing. So really accomplishing those things are really just the beginning of your Toastmasters journey, not the end. But it's a really fun thing to do on the way, because you learn so much about everybody else, and you learn about yourself too. So
that's what I was going to say. So you learn a lot about yourself when you stretch yourself and try and do these roles. It's really awesome.
Awesome. Now, Trish, you're really close to competent communicator, right?
I'm close to finishing both. Yes.
Both. Awesome. Anybody else close? Okay. As the Vice President of Education, part of my job is to actually help you get to whatever that next level is. If you already are at CL and CC, which are shorthand for that, then the next thing is to get to Advanced Leader Bronze, so we can help you get to that. But it's important for me to know what your current level is, so we have a starting point. So we're kind of a quarter way through the year, so if everybody would take the time to just let me know where you are and where you want to go. Not everybody wants to be a distinguished Toastmaster. Some people just want to follow along. So tell me what your goal is, what your next goal is, and what your long-term goal is, and we can help. That's the whole goal here, for me to let you, to lead you and help you find the direction that you want to go in. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, before we close out our meeting, I wanted to thank everybody who took a role, all our speakers and evaluators. But next thing we need to do is announce our winners. So, Aaron, can you tell us who the winners are?
Hey, Marty, can you stop sharing your screen also?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. That's
it's so easy to forget to do that.
Yeah, I'm still not a competent leader.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But sharing the screen, I don't want to be on the screen. I feel shy. I'll give the honor to Michelle because she is actually the TME for today, so she has the result as well.
Yes, Michelle.
Do I have that, Aaron? I'm looking in my chat.
Chat the 52 messages I've given you.
Oh my goodness! You just go ahead and announce it. I don't know how you can chat and read and talk. Go ahead, you announce it.
I'm all around it. Okay. And then spotlighting as well. So drum rolls, please. Oh yeah, I forgot where's my sound at. Okay, the best speaker is Misako. We'll give her a round of applause. She'll be put on the Hall of Fame in the Competitive Communicators website. And the drum rolls for the best tabletop speaker. It's actually not me, it's Natisha. Please.
Oh, and she laughed.
So give her a credit as well and try to find her Facebook as well. So the next part is finally the best evaluator. Best evaluator goes to Joshua. Where's Joshua?
Joshua, you missed best evaluator.
What happened to him? It's gone.
He's over here talking to his father about some latest movie. I don't know.
Okay, so Michelle will be honored to actually take her son for the trophy as well. So, oh, that's so much. Okay, so that concludes the results, and everything will be up on the website. So it'll be put on Fame for a long, long time. So if you're interested in join Competitive Communicators, please join us. You have a Hall of Fame for yourself. So back to you, Michelle.
Okay.
Marty.
It's okay. So before we close out, I'd love to get our guests some words from our guests about how you felt about the meeting, what you enjoyed, and let us know what you liked. Why don't we start with Marcus?
Hello.
Yes.
About today's meeting, it was a very interesting meeting. You know, I'm learning a lot, but I'm a slow learner. I must make it clear, you know, and I like the interaction with everybody so far. You know, so I'm looking forward to the next meeting.
Awesome. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you.
Okay. How about Sarah?
I'm enjoying this. I think I have to continue, obviously, and it would be a great opportunity to conquer my fear of public speaking. So I think this is great. I like it.
Awesome. And Sarah, let me offer you something. Besides just public speaking, one of the biggest gains I've had from this is just conversational speaking. Well, it used to take me 4 tries at the minimum to leave a voice message for somebody. I used to do so many filler words and not stutter. I never stuttered, but I would often have to leave the message 4 times, and now I can do it in 1 or 2. So even in just general conversation, you will gain much confidence, but you already seem pretty comfortable. Okay. Are any of our other guests still here?
Aaron's going to scare our guests off if he keeps talking about looking for a wife in his chat box.
That's true.
Yo, come on. It's a British humor. It's no
All right.
Hey, Marty, I have something that educational piece that I'd like to offer in here. I still working through my competent leader program, and I have one project that I need help with, and that is finding somebody who would be willing to have me mentor them, whether a new member, like the first 3 speeches, or somebody who's been a Toastmaster for a while who might find value in my helping them for a couple speeches. So I need this to get credit for one of the projects, and I'm sharing that in the whole in our group here. If you'd like my help, please let me know. I need this credit, and I'm not too bad at it.
John, you can help me. I got my hand up first.
Oh, great.
Yes, I need all
My
the
hand
help.
up is not for that, actually.
And Marcus raised his hand, so there you go. Awesome. One of the fun things about, and Dawn, that's great that you brought that up. And what I love about that is now everybody can act on it. So, as she said, a really good example for everybody. If you have a need, a project that you want to finish, bring it up. That's awesome. Another good use for a meeting. Marcus, so in terms of how to join, if you send your email in there, we'll have our VP of membership contact you about what you need to do to join. And the same thing for Sarah. If you put it in the chat, we save our chats, so we can, if you're interested in joining, we can tell you what's involved. Okay. Anybody else want to say any closing comments?
Just one thing. It would be cool if we had an end of month report about the online meeting, about what went on in the chat or what was the biggest highlights. That'd be cool.
That's something we could do on the newsletter. You could contribute to the newsletter maybe.
You'll be featured in the newsletter with your nice picture there.
Yeah, you can get with Evie, who wants to do that project next, and maybe you guys can hook up and find find a way to make that work.
Toastmasters according to Dominic.
There we go. Okay. And we won't put a picture of Susan on the cover. Okay. Okay. Well,
great meeting.
Marty, I do have a question once we're not recording and stuff.
I'll turn off the recording then.